The Friday Zone field crew traveled to Indianapolis, Indiana to catch a glimpse of Moving Earth, a book put together by the Indiana Partnership for Young Writers, showcasing works of poetry, anthologies, memoirs, fiction, and nonfiction from kids in central Indiana. Julie Wallman, Community Relations Manager for the Indiana Partnership for Young Writers, explains.
We think it's very important that student writing have a life beyond the classroom. So actually every other year, the Partnership for Young Writers publishes an anthology of student writing that features all different genres: poetry, memoirs, feature articles, even some fiction. And we recently published a book called Moving Earth, which features the writing of 185 students from throughout the state.
This year, works are centered on a specific theme, that the creative process, such as sculpting, drawing, or in this case writing, is similar to the growth that we see in nature. We met up with Drew Hammond from the Herron School of Art and Design to find out more about the creative process of this Moving Earth exhibit.
The exhibit for the Indiana Partnership for Young Writers is showcasing the writings from all these children, and we divided up the exhibit space into sections that reflect the different chapters that were in the book. So we pulled the titles that you see on the walls from the titles that were in the book and organized the exhibit as a way of explaining this process of growth that happens in nature and how that is similar to the process that these children experience as they're writing.
As you move about the room on the wall, there are text panels, and these follow the growth of the writing process in relation to the growth in nature, starting with planting the seed or the idea.
It starts with gathering seeds, then it moves into sowing a seed, and it goes through fruition and the whole process of blooming, and then eventually how that will spawn other plants through their seeds. Much like these sculptures were inspired by the children's writings, and this exhibit was inspired by the children's writings, those things live on and create new things.
Along with the sculptures of faces and pots, and tree houses and happy thoughts, the big attraction is the white tree in the center of the room that hosts the 185 written works of the children. As you weave your way through its branches, you come to realize that the works are a process, and they are not perfect or maybe even finished, but this in turn reflects the growth of nature, not perfect or finished.
So for this anthology, we knew we wanted to do something a little different, and we found some ceramic artists that the more we talked to, the more we thought, wow, the ceramic art process really models what the writing workshop process is. When we in school make ceramic art, it doesn't look like what these professional artists have done. And we thought it was important that people realize that, you know, students can also write a memoir that maybe won't look like a memoir that you or I could write or that a professional writer would write, but it's still a close proximity and is something valuable.
Since the idea of moving earth and growth seemed to be the central idea of this exhibit and anthology, Drew explained that having natural elements were of utmost importance.
We really wanted to have things that were actually growing, but to have elements that were alive in the exhibit, because we wanted, this exhibit was going to be up for 3 weeks, and we wanted it to sort of change over time. So we have the grass growing, we have the soybeans growing over here. So that was really kind of an important aspect of this exhibit to us.
But the writing process and creative growth does not just stop at the classroom or this exhibit. Julie and Drew both feel that this writing project helped them grow for the future as well.
For an exhibit like this to create an experience that kids want to interact with, realize that creativity is something they can do and be a part of, I think that gives them the confidence to try doing things later in life that they may otherwise not feel capable to do. I mean, creativity is something that plays out in almost any area of life, no matter what you're doing.
So Friday Zone viewers, if this exhibit has planted a seed of creativity in you, but you're not sure what to do with it, Drew has some advice for you.
You start doing it. You, whether you like to draw or you like to sculpt, you know, get some Play-Doh, start playing around with, just try and make things. It really doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're investing some of your own ideas into something. That's how you get started.